there's no perfect way to do this without jumping in head first. The fitness industry is loaded with people answering questions that nobody asked. So I'm asking questions and answering them by experimenting on myself and documenting it so that we can learn together. The question this time: how much mass and strength could I gain if I did the infamous 2-a-day workout schedule for 10 weeks straight? First, we need baselines. My current body weight is 195 pounds at 5'9", and this is what I look like. My squat, bench, and deadlift maxes are 450, 315, and 550 pounds respectively, and progress will be tracked through weekly updates on my weight, physique, and my strength. My current supplement stack is creatine, a multivitamin, whey protein, essential amino acids, sleep support, and pre-workout of my choosing. All updates on here will be posted in a comment reply chain to this video, while my other platform will be receiving full-length weekly updates and episodes. Let me know what kind of results you're expecting down in the comments. With so many moving parts, this is no short task, and it's intimidating as hell. So I guess there's no perfect way to do this without jumping in head first. Alright, gotta set out the outfit. Up first is pump cover part 1. Then we got pump cover part 2. Mismatched socks for good luck on my compound movements. Cock and ball cage. And of course the pump transporter. Most important part for winter in Maryland. Be quick today. So, dressed, breakfast, out the door. You might see a couple of clips, but the next time you'll see me is in the gym. I slurred a lot. I don't fucking care. Let's get to the gym and get it. Put some garlic and onion, put a little bit of salt on there, but a little bit of me a fucking lime because I got a salt problem. Put some fucking pepper on there. Boom, throw the whole bitch in there. It's like, ooh, Bellissima, beautiful. You got yourself some fucking eggs. Ooh, grab yourself a spatchy, make sure it's trusty, and mix those bitches up because I can't get a runny egg to save my life, so we just gonna ruin it for everybody. Fuck your bitch ass if you thought you was getting some runny eggs. Share this with a friend if you want to make their brain into a runny egg. That was fucking easy. 45 seconds. Put some cinnamon on this bitch. Put some cinnamon on that bitch. So we're at the gym. I skipped over the warm-ups part because you guys already watched me do warm-ups. There's not much of a point. Or else we're gonna have an hour-long TV special every fucking week, which you guys won't watch. That all said, I put a special focus on my ankle mobility today because I was watching my squatting footage from yesterday and I watched my heels lift even in my squat shoes, and that is fucking terrible. Squat shoes are meant to make up for genetic limitations in your Achilles mobility and flexibility. Once you get to the point where your heels are lifting even in those shoes, you got some serious stretching to do. And so I'm gonna try and fix that ASAP. Did that by doing some ankle rolls and lots of other stuff. Hopefully I'll have that fixed this session. Let's get to it. We'll take care of power cleans. I'll jump in at the end of the day and give you guys a little bit of a rundown on what we're doing with the power clean situation in terms of how it's gonna fit into our schedule, but it will overall make a lot of sense just based on the nature of the workout and the exercise itself. 195. This is gonna be my test rep, but also my working set. So we'll test this out, see how it goes. I'm gonna record this in slow motion so I can watch my form, and then I'll get back to you. We'll record the first set of 3. It'll be a 3 attempt. If it goes well, I'll do 8 sets of 3. If not, it'll be 8 singles. I'm not feeling as good about this. My wrist is feeling whack. I think my catch is fucked, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so that went phenomenally. The first rep, I leaned too much on my toes. I was scared of the bar, so I backed away from it on my catch. And it really showed in my upward squat, and it actually shows because now my knee hurts. But I said, fuck that, I'm gonna try again. Tried a second rep and killed it. I landed completely flat foot, had an awesome catch. Considering this is my second time doing power cleans in 12 months, the form was phenomenally good. I'm showing nominal improvements every single time that I do this. So we will be trying for 8 sets of 3. If I exhaust somewhere around set 5, then I'm gonna drop it down to 1s and singles. That was fucking garbage. Holy shit. Okay, so this is where the importance of lifting to lift another day comes in, because as you can see, I'm having a little bit of a rough time with the bar here, and it's starting to tear up my skin because of the knurling. This is a bench and a squat bar. I'm assuming it's not a power clean bar. That's probably why it's tearing at me. That, and I haven't done any of this. Man, that's fucking raw. I haven't done any of this kind of lifting in at least 12 months, like I mentioned earlier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it quits early before I tear my legs up too bad, because you don't want permanent scarring, and focus on doing power shoulders, which means strength geared shoulder press, which was bound to work its way into the regimen sometime during this 10-week schedule. More than likely, it was gonna work its way in during the hypertrophy portion where I was doing 12 to 20 rep range for 3 weeks. But this may have to be an alternating thing, which is not bad because muscle confusion is super useful, and this falls right under that category. That all said, we're gonna hop upstairs, knock out some gnarly shoulders, build some strength up, get those 3D shoulders, and get back on the road, get finished with this workout.
Our dreams are where you'll find me. You're the only thing I see.
The goal here is to beat the piss out of some shoulder press with dumbbells. You don't ever want to max an accessory lift, and this technically counts as an accessory lift because it's such an iso exercise with it focusing individually on each shoulder so much. So I'm never going to go to a 3 rep on this, but 6 reps is great. Next up is going to be a front delt raise and side delt raise combo. I'm going to be doing a leaning side delt raise. So I'm going to hold onto this guy right here. I'm going to lean over and let my arm go to a dead hang. That way I can get as much of a range of motion as possible. And that will come immediately after finishing front delt raises. And I'm going to do overhand and underhand to try and target the delt and exhaust it as much as possible.
Our dreams are where you'll find me. Your lips like galaxies.
All right, now I'm doing a superset. I'm working myself into complete and total exhaustion, I am doing hanging leg raises. If you can't do those, which most people can't, so it's understandable, it takes a lot of wrist and core control. You cannot swing about while you're doing it. Use a Roman chair. It'll be your best friend. End of the day, the biggest objective is to just get your knees up because it works your lower abdominals. Now, these aren't crucial, and a lot of people will argue there's no point in working your abs. Really, what you should do is low weight, high rep exercises for abs so you can learn how to flex them properly. That's all that it is. The muscle does not grow, it's a flat muscle.
So crazy, but we're just dreaming and hoping for. They tell us not to friend, love is so fleeting, like distant shores. Like comets and daydreams, but we're still scheming and hoping for everything they can't believe.
Today was pretty successful. Had to rush to the end of it because I was falling off track, and staying on time is a huge thing that I need to make sure I'm conscious of. I need to go home, make food, get some homework done, and then get back out to the gym by 6 p.m. Be in the gym working out by 6. So, y'all will see the meal. You won't see the meal prep because you have an idea. And then I will see you guys for the second workout of the day. So let's get the fuck out of here. We're also trying out my new strawberry shortcake flavored protein from Bodytech today. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, so cheers to that one. Bottoms up and let's see how it goes. That tastes just like strawberry milk. We fuck with it. 9 out of 10 Bodytech, really good stuff. 10 out of 10, honestly, I have no problems with it. Perfect score, great job. Highly recommend it. The Waytech 24 strawberry shortcake, give it a shot. Also, guys, I am super excited. I forgot to mention this, incomplete in total, but I was probably the first person to buy the new Chris Bumstead C-Bum pre-workout. Like, I literally bought it before it officially released. Somehow, I found a link that wasn't listed on Google search engines or listed on the directory. I found it through I found it through the directory. It doesn't fucking matter. I found the link to the C-Bum pre-workouts about 10 minutes before it actually released, before the links were openly available. So I went ahead and bought the C-Bum pre-workout, the full Favage pre-workout, before anybody else did. I am so fucking excited because you can tell by looking at the blend of this pre-workout that this is something where it's not just like they're slapping an athlete's endorsement on it to sell the product. They actually let the athlete decide what they wanted in it because this is an athlete's pre-workout. It's got everything for focus enhancers. It's got an insane pump matrix. It doesn't have an insane, absurd amount of caffeine. It does have a good amount. It is a lot, in my opinion, for my liking, but it is not absurd. It is not beyond what is generally considered okay, which is incredible. This is a pre-workout that is truly made by an athlete for the athletes. So I'm beyond stoked to buy this. It is fucking expensive, and they charge you $7 shipping on a $40 container that gives you 20 servings. It is the most piss poor dollar per serving rate that I have ever seen. But if this shit turns out to be half of what the label's making it out to be, it is going to be the only pre-workout that I use for the rest of forever. It will replace Beanox as my go-to pre-made blend, and it may exceed some of my favorite stacks. That's how insane this is looking. So keep an eye out on TikTok for the supplement hot takes that nobody fucking asked for, because I will be dropping a review, and if I'm disappointed, boy, will you fucking hear from me. But I expect not to be. Get in there and get out. I certifiably brutalized that potato. I am clearly calorie deprived. Time to eat. Let's get this whole eating thing done with so we can get back to the gym. My ass cheeks hurt. This is DOMS. This is delayed muscle. DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness at its finest. And this is gonna be the bane of my fucking existence, and why days 3 and 4 are gonna be a wake up slap. Ooga booga. Oh, that's fucking hot. Yeet. Canned chicken breast, 210 calories. 1/4 cup of rice, 140 calories. A fucking massive sweet potato that does not abide to the laws of Google, therefore is now 5 inches and is more than 120 calories, estimated to 250. These two things together right here will push me up to 1,200 calories for the day, including the sauce and including the vegan butter. As soon as I serve this, I'm gonna eat it. I am not gonna bother doing this whole phone eats first bullshit because I am so fucking hungry. Now we're about to go back to the gym for a back and bicep hypertrophy. What this is pretty much my entire back and bicep workout. minus the deadlifts. We're going to take the hypertrophy portion of my regular workout and we're going to turn it into a shit ton of reverse pyramid drop sets, standard drop sets, etc. It's going to be a hellhole. We're going to get started with a variation of lat pull down. I'm going to be doing iso lat pull downs just because I found that it helps make my lats a little sore, so it's probably helping some more breakdown. It's something I haven't typically done. I can do more reps, more drop set variations, and really push myself to like the absolute brink. And I just generally like it better for right now. And it's all about mixing it up, doing what you like, that way you work harder. So let's hop on it.
Can we love tonight? You put all the stars in my eyes. Can we love tonight? You tell me I light up the whole sky. Can we love tonight? You put all.
So I very specifically didn't like how that looked. What I was trying to do was hold one arm in slight tension to at least get a good flex while I was working out the other arm, and then work out both. That way they're both slightly exhausted in one way or another. However, it just looks asymmetrical. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't look like it's encouraging the muscle to flex and inflate the way that I would like it to, as neurotic as that might sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pull all the way down to the bottom and hold down at the bottom. Hopefully, like that way it'll fully flex it, and then one arm will work and then the other.
Can we love tonight? You tell me I light up the whole sky.
I would label that as an incredibly unsuccessful venture. It didn't feel good. It did not help me get more reps. It did not feel more flex. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold under slight tension at the top from here on out. The first way I was doing it, even though I know it's kind of ugly, maybe it's just that my body's not in the right form yet. So over time we'll develop it and fix it. But that new way did not work. But that's what it's all about. Trying stuff, failing, sometimes succeeding. So let's get back to it. So y'all remember how I talked about how working out is all about trying new stuff, right? Well, this is one of those instances. I'm doing a hypertrophy session, and instead of doing the same old, and I have enough muscle memory to get through consistently every single time, now is my opportunity to try stuff that I can't possibly complete on the first shot. Perfect, for instance, is I came across a video by this guy, Davis Riley, on TikTok, and he had his killer bicep day. He has phenomenal physique, and he said, hey, this is what I'd recommend you try. And he recommended a little gauntlet of bicep exercises to help with the width and the size and getting a good pump on your biceps. So now I'm giving him a shot. I'll record some clips of it, but I'm just gonna post his video straight into here since TikTok automatically credits it. I've gotten through 2 sets so far out of I think 8 total, and I'm dying.
Here's one of my all-time favorite and most effective bicep workouts. I've been doing it for years and I want you to have it. Let's go. First, cambered bar preacher curls for 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Push these as hard and as heavy as you possibly can, imagining that you're curling the weight up to the ceiling with your pinky and ring fingers. Next, crush grip dumbbell curls for 3 sets of 15 reps. These will get your biceps and forearms wider when looking from a front view. Keep your elbows in and constantly crush the dumbbell inwards with your grip as you curl up to the top. Then, single arm dumbbell hammer curls with a staggered stance and the plane of your shoulders opened up to the side, really controlling the negatives down and focusing on keeping the crease of your elbow facing the ceiling. Then, an isometric hold for absolute max time, using the same dumbbell that you used for the crush grip curls. Keep your arm held at a 90-degree angle and your wrist held strong. Block out the pain and fight it for as long as you can.
As much as I want to display the rest of the exercises that I'm going to do, I don't have time. I had to drop weight multiple times. I had to drop 10 pounds and eventually 15 pounds off of my preacher curl. I had to drop 10 pounds off of the dumbbell, and I guarantee you this 20 pound is going to be too much for me to handle for these hammer curls. It's going to be a lot, but this guy knows what he's doing. So now I'm going to check out his stuff more often. This is like the coolest part about bodybuilding and weightlifting in general. The one thing that does suck is that he's really lean year round. And right now I'm a little fluffy to help me put on some more muscle mass, and it's making me very conscious. I cannot wait to be that vascular again. 600 calories, 350 calories, 800 calories, 1750. 2,900, I think. So today was a day of holy shit. I absolutely worked my ass off. I had 2 fantastic workouts. Now, given there were some extenuating circumstances during the first workout of the day that prevented me from finishing my power session the way I wanted to, but it's not all bad because I was planning on kind of alternating my 2 different power focuses for my core days. It's not good to exclusively focus on shoulder during your core and shoulder day for power session, As is, it's not good to overtrain power cleans because it is way too easy to get injured on those things. It's an extremely easy exercise to get injured on because it is a finesse art along with strength. It helps train compound strength, applied strength, that kind of stuff. So it's really good to exercise a lot, but you don't want to overtrain it. So I'm glad that I was kind of forced to get a little bit of a variety, a little charcuterie board of exercise, if you will. However, just based on the bars that are available at my gym, I don't know how often I'll be able to power clean. Am I upset about it? A little bit. What does this mean? Well, if you look at the power clean, and I will overlay a video now, if you look at the motion of a power clean, it is an extremely explosive jumping type motion, along with some finesse. It's very much the art of finessing weight. So, things I can do to replace this: long jumps, box jumps, any kind of explosive jumping motion, any kind of power-based deadlift type motion, so tire flips, stuff like that are all going to be incredibly useful, which, wouldn't you know it, are going to be incorporated into HIIT later this year when it starts shredding at the end of this cycle, because the end of this 2-a-day cycle or schedule is going to move into shred season. So it is going to be good practice. I will just have to essentially implement box jumps into my power session, which is fine. It counts as some cardio, so it's good for your heart. A great opportunity to experiment, and that's one thing we learned very much so from back in Biceps Hypertrophy session today, is that you have a lot of opportunity to experiment and grow yourself and learn new things and find things that you're not good at. And it's really cool because you can see the stuff that you do and don't have potential for. You can see why you're bad at stuff when you are bad at stuff, and it really encourages you to get better at it. It really encourages you to consider the muscles that they're meant to work and maybe consider that you've been neglecting them, because there are so many muscles in the body, it's so easy to ignore all of them. The biggest thing that we are going to be struggling with tomorrow is one, being sore, because tomorrow morning is chest power, and we just had chest hypertrophy last night. I am dealing with a little bit of delayed onset muscle soreness, which is DOMS, for those of you who don't know. So hopefully I'll be able to exert some good power tomorrow. Given a good night's rest, I don't see why I shouldn't be. Need about 2 probably hours up total before I start lifting, so I got to get up a little bit, maybe like 15-20 minutes earlier than usual, like 5:30-ish. And then we got leg hypertrophy. It will be a struggle day because everything that is being exercised is sore now, and we got to find a way to work through it and see if my body will respond and adjust to that accordingly, if it will hinder how long it takes me to work out, etc. And then as far as calorie counts today goes, I racked in about 3,000 to 3,100 calories. I spent 314 on all my eggs with 4 wholes and 2 whites, 150 on my oatmeal. Coffee is negligible, it's 0. My mixture of fruit smoothie, normally I count that for 50 calories at most, and that's what I'm counting during shred season because I give myself incentive to consume fruits and veggies by either discounting or not counting my calories when it comes to veggies and fruits, and it's worked phenomenally for me, so discount those. Lunch today was an oversized as fuck sweet potato, which came out, I'm assuming, to about 250 calories based on the fact it's about twice the size of the standard 120 calorie sweet potato. 140 calories of rice and 210 calories of chicken, maybe another 50 calories with the dressing or sauce or whatever else. So that came out to, brought us to 1,200. And then I had about 1,750 calories for dinner. I had 18 meatballs at 200 per serving, with each serving being 6 meatballs, half a box of pasta, which came out to 800 calories, and about 300-ish calories of sauce, along with a couple of servings of Parmesan cheese, which came out to 20 per serving. That panned out to about 1,750 or 1,760. It doesn't really matter that much. And I'm going to need to make sure to implement cardio because I'm already bloating and holding water, and that's not something I really like. It's really, really bad for my head to look at myself and see that. So cardio will be getting implemented. That way we can make sure to kind of keep the 6-pack around. And I think that sums it up for the night. So thank you for sticking around for day 2. Day 3 tomorrow we'll move at an even faster pace because you guys have a basic idea what's going on at this point. And day 4, even faster than that, we'll have a final week recap on Friday. See you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early.